Hi, Robin.
I
All right, everybody. Hi, it's the morning after the election, and I'm having lots of connections with lots and lots and lots of people, having huge feelings, and I decided to hold space and see if I could find a place, especially for those of us that are coach the pros, to figure out how do we hold the light and hold the love in the space of a lot of fear. And as many people would say, fear mongering. I actually reached out to um, uh, I have probably a third of my friends are independent and Republicans. And, um, all right, let's see. Hey, Barb, uh, can you get on this Zoom call and just listen on the Zoom call, okay? Just All right, I'm gonna just leave you on so you can hear me right now because I'm on the call. You just listen to my words, okay? Just stay right here and listen to my words. Okay? Keep breathing. Keep breathing, sweetheart. Keep breathing. Hmm. So, I don't know what your religious affiliation is, but if you have any higher sense of yourself or any higher power or any higher connection, we all need it right now. And it starts with so much compassion for ourselves, so much compassion for ourselves in this moment. All right, so I'm just going to I'm going to tell my story from the last Trump term, and I'm going to talk to you about a couple of at least a third of the people I know. And right now I'm talking to everybody that's a Democrat that's in terror and in fear. And I was there last round and I thought I was going to die. I literally thought I was going to die. And I'm still here. We're all still here. So I had a note that I was going to send out to my Republican friends, and I'm going to read the note that I was going to send to them. Um, so I said, I'm thinking of sending this at some point today to my Republican friends. Thoughts? These are to my college buddies. I have tons of Democratic friends and family in terror. I know I have many. I know I have many loving Republican friends and family. If you are a loving Republican or independent, please join me to listen and hold prayerful vigil so we can find a way back to unity with each other. We've got to find a way together, bringing us all into the light. Hate and fear mongering, um, hate and fear will destroy us. Love and light will unite us. We can lovingly disagree and still share this planet, our homes, and our relationships and our families together. So that's what I sent out to one of my one of my best friends. And this is what she said back. Beth, as one of your Republican friends, don't send it. I'm tired and frankly a bit offended that all the Democrats talk about is fear. Did any of these things happen when he was president last time? And we've all been, I know we've all been told there were guardrails, this happened, that happened. Um, stop spreading fear. It's distasteful. They keep calling him a Hitlerian fascist and then act surprised when the hate for him leads to assassination. Stop the rhetoric and please return to peace. Okay, so this is a loving friend of mine. This is a loving friend. And I have family members, many family members, and I have um, probably a third of my friends, like a lot of the people that take care of my body, a lot of the people that, a lot of people in my life. So, one of the things I just want to say is there are loving people who voted for Trump. There are people that don't believe we should die and that all LGBTQ, trans, gays should be murdered. And there are um, loving Republicans who love me and voted for Trump. A woman I dated the first round, one of the most spiritual women I know, voted for Trump. I couldn't figure it out. It couldn't make sense to me. So, how do we? So one of the things to know about me is I have a whole lot of tools and a whole lot of resources for connecting with your own inner divine wise self and your own inner emotional states. And right now, many people I'm talking to are in their inner 3-year-old and they can't even talk. And if we try to talk logic, they can't hear us. So what they need is just to be held, not fixed, not have their minds changed, um, not even given a Pollyanny hope. They just need to feel and rage and drop into all their big, huge feelings. And those of you that are here right now, you may be in that state. And that's when we need our own wise self to hold us, to love us, and find people around you that can accept you right where you are and who you are and as you are. And we're out there. I promise you, we're out there. And for those of us that are coaches and teachers and leaders, this is the time for us to fill ourselves up first, take care of our own little inner ones first, and then hold space for other people to be where they are and stay where they are as long as they need to be where they are. So this is really going to be a test of self-compassion and a test of our inner strength, our inner hope, our inner faith, our inner trust in ourselves, trust in humanity, trust in spirit, trust that we're being held on this planet, and find the things that bring you personally peace. So don't forget to eat, don't forget to sleep, don't forget to drink water, don't forget to breathe. And I'm going to go around the room. And before we talk about our fears, let's prop ourselves up first. So, and feel free to pass. Um, what are you doing that's working? What are you going to do that you know will work? Because if we focus on what we want, we live into that. If we focus on what we don't want, we get to be right about that. So I teach these keys that are called the 10 keys to compassion. And key one is compassion, falling madly in love with what is right now. Key two is owning your story. So whatever our story is, we get to unconsciously live into that. And I know in this moment, we're locked into our stories in this moment. We're locked, deeply locked into our stories. And as I've said to many of my Republican friends, I hope you're right. I hope I'm wrong. I pray I'm wrong. I pray my stories are wrong. I'm so willing to be wrong about my stories. And if we can all be willing to be wrong, we may find that we get to have the life of our dreams. Last time I was wrong. I was wrong. I'm hoping I'm hoping this time that every fear I've heard on on every Democratic station. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi.
I'm hoping that everything I've heard doesn't come to fruition. And what I heard in the speech last night was a much calmer speech than what I've heard in a lot of the other speeches. And one of the things I know about human nature is that when we're afraid, we bite. When we're a rabid dog, we bite. When we're in terror for being put in prison, or when we're in terror for our life, or when we're in terror and afraid of our money and afraid of our country and afraid, we bite. So, one of the ways to stop us from hurting each other is to get out of fear. And then we can come to what's our inner side. And I've been doing this for my whole life. I worked um, at Vanderbilt when I got my master's in valuing diversity, bringing diversity to Vanderbilt University. I held the Black Cultural Center, the LGBTQ Center, the Disability Center, the male, the female, the every one of the diversities. And my job was to bring everybody together at Vanderbilt. This was 40 years ago, whenever, 30 years ago. Then I worked at Saturn, the car company that had the most bizarre belief that no other car companies in the world believed in. Win, 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 or no deal. And everybody thought we were crazy. And then I've been working for years and years and years, pulling families together and pulling dealerships together and pulling union and non-union together and pulling different people together that everybody said it couldn't be done. So one of my favorite sayings is, it looks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it sounds like a duck, and it just may not be a damn duck. And all evidence to the contrary, are we just willing to look for where it's not a duck? We don't have any choice right now. It is, the duck is the duck. Now we get to decide, are we going to die? Are we going to go into terror? Are we going to become the rabid dog that we fear? Or are we going to choose love and light and look for the light everywhere we can in the darkness and bring the light everywhere we can in the darkness, starting first and foremost with ourselves? So take a couple of deep breaths. Don't forget to feel your toes, feel your feet, feel your shoulders. We're okay. We're okay, everybody. We're breathing. We're okay. And if we live in the future of the terror and the fear, that's future tripping. And it creates all of our energy into that. It's called a self-fulfilling prophecy. So how do we be willing to be wrong? Like, I'm willing to be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I'm so willing to be wrong so that we can have it all. One of the things I told myself the first time that Trump won and I thought we would die was, well, at least we won't have war, because I have more faith in my tribe that we're not going to be haters and we're not going to be um, um, fighters, violent fighters, that we will find a way to get back to the light. So that's my story. Willing to be wrong about that story too. And I'm calling on all of my Republican loving friends to help hold the light. Have patience and calm for half the country that lost. Have patience and love for half the country that's in terror. I know you can celebrate behind, hang up the phone and go, we won, we won, we won, we won, we won, we won. Feel it, joyful. Feel your love. Don't not want to take that away from anybody. And those of us that feel like we are the losers and that we're on the losing team, how do we bring joy and hope and celebration back? So, my question for everybody is, what are you going to do that's going to help and inspire and bring hope and move us towards what we want, not what we don't want? So, who's willing to play? Go ahead, Holly.
I gotta go in 5 minutes, so I'll make this quick. Um, I am sending my manuscript today. I've sent it to 6 agents, and I have one more left for today. One of those agents um considers my work to be up there with Aldous Huxley. I'm going to keep in that vibration and I'm going to publish no matter what.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, what I'm hearing you say, Holly, is you're living your life, you're living your dreams, you're stepping into who you're going to be, and nothing's going to throw you off your path. Ho. All right, Valerie, what are you living into that is living all of us into and you into what you want, not what you don't want?
Mine might be a little bit longer. My day started yesterday with a realization of what it's like to work with people who procrastinate.
I can't hear you very well, Valerie.
Let me see what I can do here.
Let me come back to you, Valerie. Elizabeth. Elizabeth, go ahead.
Um, I'm gonna just, I know it sounds trite. I'm just gonna try to practice kindness and seek joy wherever I can. I texted my sister, cue the Christmas music, you know. I so and I'm trying to create a safe feeling for my son who is very much on the LGBTQ side. Um, he's only 14, and so I have to just tell him none of this changes who loves you. The same people who loved you yesterday love you today and tomorrow and are on your side. And they're still all those same good people. So that's my ramble.
Mhm. I'm sending you and your son so much love, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
He's so lucky to have you as a mama.
Thank
He's
God I'm in California.
Yeah. He's so lucky to have you as a mama. Thank you for seeing him. Thank you for loving him. Thank you for being able to hold that as a heterosexual woman that didn't grow up in that light.
No. Well, the alternative is terrifying.
Yeah.
You gotta let your kids be who they are.
Yeah. Yeah. And people can change. People can change. All of us, people can change. We can all change. Like my mom and dad did not accept me when I was young, and they both absolutely love me for who I am now. And they're 86 years old. People can change.
Yeah.
So keep seeing and believing in the possibility of what you want to live into, not what you don't want to live into. Valerie?
My day started yesterday, and I received information about a campaign I was running that was originally set up to help people as they would go through this process, they would have access to this and be able to balance. And I found out that all of the people who bought it were blocked and were not given the opportunity to actually receive what it was that we were providing.
Hmm.
I had done everything on my side. I had the top agencies, I paid them, I'm giving them 50%, they're driving it, and the energy that wanted it, produced it, put the item up, but very lazy. They did not follow through to make sure that it was something that people could actually experience. So when I saw that, I knew where the election was going.
Mm.
Okay.
Question, Valerie. I get it. What has happened has happened. What has been done has been done. Shit's gone down.
So,
So,
I'm not even concerned about that because I didn't even get into the drama. I already knew when that happened. I
so now,
already,
so now,
so
what are
now
you gonna do to move us forward? What are you doing?
I've
What's your
already reworked the spa to put it up, to find a place that they will play it. It won't get blocked. Okay. And it is a spa, it's a virtual spa. Everybody could go through and experience it. Okay. And come into a state of balance. And I just want to say something about the heterosexual and the gay. I'm androgynous, and anything that they hate more than gays is an androgynous person because they don't know where we stand. And so I know what it's like to receive from both sides.
Yeah.
LGBT is afraid, heterosexuals are afraid. You introduce anything with ETs, they're out the door. So I understand it. I get it. The only thing that I can do is provide science that allows it's scientifically proven to bring people out of their states. 150 years now, we've been researching this. It's been blocked. And the FDA is just now saying they're going to approve compassion, which only took 100 years, okay, to prove all the science. It's the techniques or the strategies for what you're saying here on this list are already, I mean, you can literally play music and they would actually fall into all of this. But that's the thing. And when I saw that it had been blocked, I already knew. So it's just a matter of taking that, no more blocks, and then putting it out there. They still have to choose if they're going to click and do it or click and not do it.
All right,
Okay.
well, let me say this. In the choices that we all have,
Mhm.
um, right now, in the emotional state that we're all in, it is hard to function at a um, scientific level. Hold it for us, Valerie, until we're ready. Show us how when we can step into that. Just like Holly, keep doing your work. Thank you for doing and being what you're doing and being. And who else has a plan for what they're personally going to do to move you personally towards what you're going to move into next? Robin?
No, I don't really have an answer for that. I don't think just, I guess, trust
Say no, no,
in
you can totally
what?
say, you can totally say I
Um,
got nothing. There's no pressure.
I mean, I never got nothing. Um, the I think I like some of the things you said, just trusting in the big picture for me is where I go with it. Looking, in the small is scary, is terrifying, and hope looking in the big with, trends over history, mm, is a bit reassuring, relative to just the human condition. So I think for me, it's just kind of leaning into that trust and belief that may not go well for me as an individual, but it's a part of a broader journey that I'm you know in control of. And then I mostly have an ear
Hey,
or a
I'm going to
thought
interrupt you.
mind to
I'm going
my
to
client
I'm
state.
going to I'm going to interrupt you 1 second, go back, and then we'll go to your client state. I am holding that this is all a win-win-win or a no damn deal. Like
Mhm.
everyone has to, not Robin doesn't get to be sacrificed. No kids get to be sacrificed. No groups get to be sacrificed. That's what I'm a stand for. That's what I'm holding. And if enough of us keep holding that light, keep living into that light, just as Valerie's saying, we got blocked here. I'm moving in a new direction to get unblocked.
Mhm.
So, what will keep moving us forward? Don't just lay down and take it.
Mhm.
Don't just lay down and take it. That's future tripping. And it's one of the things they talked about that people that rule, they don't even have to rule because people just let them rule.
Mhm.
So part of our life and our democratic and republic United States is that we all keep having a voice. And part of our
Mhm.
humanity is that we all keep having a voice and loving each other. Can't control what somebody else says, but I can control how I respond.
Mhm.
And if I'm triggered, there's some part of me that believed it.
Mhm.
And if I'm triggered, there's some part of me that's buying into it. And if I'm triggered, that's mine to get back in my power so that I can get back in the light and get back to love and back to living with joy. And who don't want some of this? Who don't want some of this? Mhm. All right, who else has an idea of Marcy, what's your plan to move us forward towards the light? Move us forward towards unity and love and compassion.
Yeah. So just thank you everyone for your authenticity and your vulnerability on this call. Um, no matter what happens, I just have love. I just love people. And I don't, attach myself to any label that will reject me from um, being seen or for other people to be seen. I don't know. I'm an anomaly that I don't affiliate with parties. I just I focus on, loving people, trying to love people, trying to respect where they're coming from. Have division just doesn't help anyone. And so, and I know there's a spiritual power that is way beyond us, and that I do believe whatever happens is happening for us, and we will all come together and unite. And it takes each one of us. I don't want to say us and them. I want to just say, we all have a choice, and my choice is to love people, listen to them, help them be seen, and try to help them through the blocks and the challenges, the anger, the hate, the frustration that comes up. um it's a hard road, but I believe it's possible, just one by one.
Yeah.
I love your shirt. Go Tim.
Thank
All
Oh,
right. Anna said she was gonna have to leave in a minute. Would you like to say something, Anna, or feel free to just listen in as long as you can? Terry or Lynn, either one of you. You guys are all new, so I don't
I
want
have to go. Thank you.
to. Bye, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth,
Love you
thanks for being
guys.
here.
Sure. I'm not familiar with these calls. Is this communicating okay?
Yes, I can hear you perfect.
For me, like right now, I just have to acknowledge that my heart is broken.
Yes.
Like I have to yeah, be compassionate about my dreams have been dashed. And like I can't go straight from anticipating this new hope and new vision for America to embracing the Republican side. I just have to hold myself and acknowledge that this is this is heartbreaking. This is sad. This is um I'm never in fear for my life, but I am in fear. And yeah, and exactly. There's a lot of people that I consider smart that are Republicans, and it's curious to me, but I acknowledge that they have feelings and they have developed their decisions based on their life. So anyway, I guess just acknowledging, yeah, this is I had so much hope and so much dream and really when things went so far, I just figured he was just a non-issue. Like it was a non-issue having Trump as president. Like he was a criminal. This is our United States would not allow this to go forward. So, and then it did. So, anyway, my heart and my desires were going one direction. And now I just have to be like, I have to get to neutral before I can, and just kind of let myself sit with what I wanted and realize, that we have 4 more years of bickering and rhetoric and so many things that are not in my realm of how interpersonal or from interpersonal to global relationships should happen. So
So Terry, can I permission to Dr. Beth?
sure.
Um, are you willing, not that you are, you can line up 999 people or 9,000 or 9 million people, and everybody would agree with everything you just said, just for the sake of possibility, just for the sake of possibility, are you willing that you get to still have your dreams?
It's not possible. I mean, yes, personally I can have but one of my dreams was to have the president that I wanted. That was one of my dreams, and that's not possible. But yes, can I wake up? Does my life change? Am I a teenager that's gotten pregnant and seeking, medical help? Am I one of other marginalized um, individuals? No, I get to be creative. I'm going to get up and I'm going to go build because that's what I do. That makes me feel good. And it's a beautiful day out. So yeah, I'm going to acknowledge all of the things that are great.
Yes, and I also want to acknowledge your baby broken heart. And I want to acknowledge the pain and the dream and the loss of the dream of Harris being president. I want to just acknowledge that and hold you in that. So, yes, and yes to the holding of this and holding her so tight and letting her cry and letting her feel every feeling. And never give up, never surrender. Keep building, keep stepping into who you are, Terry. Thanks for
Thank you.
Thanks for showing up and being so vulnerable. So great to meet you. What about you, Lynn? Do you have anything that you'd like to live us into?
I resonate with everything that Terry said, just the sadness. So I'm not going to go into that. It's been well said. Also, as a marginalized elder, and every day facing ageism, I live with that. But I look outside and it's a beautiful day, and I plan to do what I was planning to do, which is go out and work in the remnants of my garden. I still have broccoli growing and cutting broccoli and having it for lunch or dinner. And I have two dogs that I love and playing with my dogs, and they're cuddly and warm. As a immunocompromised person, I am somewhat isolated. So there are a few people I reach out to.
Keep reaching out. Keep reaching out, Lynn. And thank you so much for coming and being a part of this.
Thank
And
you, Robin, my heart daughter.
yes. And permission to Dr. Beth. Lynn, permission to Dr. Beth. And
Of course.
you win bonus points if you say no.
Hey, I'm open.
One thing that I heard that my little ears pop up on, a story of ageism, and that can be a story that others have about you. I'm just hoping and praying and double dog daring that you have a different story that you're living into. Damn, I'm hot. And oh, I love myself. And I am, you know, that's my double dog dare slash invitation. They can call me a pink polka dotted elephant. I don't have to believe them.
Right.
So,
Yeah. that was my specialty in psychology, is working with the elders, older adults. So, it, it just, I
Let's
recognize,
change the story on
yeah,
ageism. Let's change
Right?
that story. I mean, I'm not buying into that. I'm not buying into that story. The older I get, the more beautiful I am, and the smarter I am, and the more wiser I am, and the more fun I am, more energy,
yeah.
passion. I mean, every day I'm living into it.
I don't own it. I just am aware and respond to it in an
Okay.
appropriate way. But I don't, I
Well,
I
just FYI, I don't own it either. And you have in this room, you have people that would not buy into that story. So
thank you.
let's find more of us like that, and let's
Yeah,
keep finding the stories that we want to live into, and let everybody say whatever they want to say, choose whatever they want to choose. But how do we choose to get to keep living this heaven on earth, no matter who's the president?
yep.
Mm.
And we get to say so. There's a book by Viktor Frankl, In Search of Self. He lived in the camps.
Mm.
And anything that any of us can imagine, he experienced it times a million. And his whole story was, you can't take my love, you can't take my joy, you can't take my mind, you can't control my thoughts. And he lost his family, he lost his stuff, he lost his life. I mean, he lost everything, and he still said, "You can't take this. You can't touch this. Nah, 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 nah. Can't touch this." So, how do we keep living into that and know that if we see them as the fearful ones, we live them into that? I'm gonna say that again. If we see them, the other, as the bad guys and as the fearful ones, they are unconsciously moved into that because they start to get defensive and feel backed into a corner and start to act like a rabid dog because they feel attacked by us calling them the attackers. So any let's just do one word out for all of us. What's your one word out, Valerie?
The only thing that keeps coming up is positive.
Beautiful. Terry, what's your one word out?
Joy.
Joy cometh in the morning. Joy cometh in the morning. Robin, what's your one word out?
I think it's always pour love on it. I think there might be a fucking pour love on it today, but pour love on it.
Yeah. And Marcy said love. And what about you, Lynn? What's your
I,
word?
I think love.
Mine is compassion. Mine is
Well,
compassion. So, and I just have so much love for each and every one of you. Thanks for showing up. Pass on the love, pass on the light, hold people close, let them feel their feelings, love them right where they are. And when you can, choose love over fear. And when you can't, love up your fear. Feel those feelings, name it out so you don't act it out on somebody's head. All right. Mwah. Love you
Thank
Mwah.
guys.
you.
I would love a brainstorm if anybody's willing to linger.